Okay, we're going to continue our notes from chapter 8.3. And what we're going to do is we're going to find slope from 2 points. Find slope from 2 points. So no graph, just 2 points. And the symbol we give for slope is the letter M. So M, that's our symbol for slope, is the difference in y divided by the difference in x. The difference in y divided by the difference in x. In other words, it's y minus y divided by x minus x. Because difference means subtract. So one y minus the other, one x minus the other. Okay, time out just for about 30 seconds. This is a graph that we did yesterday. This is number 4 on yesterday's OD paper. And so here are 2 points, 2, 8, that's 2, 8, negative 1, negative 6, negative 1, negative 6. And if we take a look at, try to find the slope of that, we see if I subtract the x's, see that 2 minus negative 1, it comes out to be 3. The difference of the x's is 3. The difference of the y's is 14. See, that's what we're trying to find. What's the difference of the y's and what's the difference of the x's? Here the difference is 14, here the difference is 3. But now we're not going to use a graph, we're just going to use the points to calculate it. Let's go ahead and take our first example. We have 2 points, negative 2, 6, and 4, 3. I'm just going to label it real quick. This is an x, and this is a y. This is an x, and this is your y. Sometimes you'll see in textbooks where they'll label it like x1, y1, x2, y2. It's not necessary. You can do that, but we won't do it today. Now it helps whenever you're finding the slope to go ahead and make this like the skeleton, I guess you could say, where we have these parentheses minus another parentheses, parentheses minus another parentheses. And all we're going to do now is fill in the numbers. Remember, it's y minus y over x minus the x. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. So now whatever point you start with, for example, let's say I'm going to put, here's a y as 6. Then that must mean that for my x underneath there, that has to be the negative 2. Okay, because I'm putting the x's on the bottom and I'm putting the y's on top. But if I'm going to start with this one, 6 on top, with this point, then I have to put this first, the 6 first, and the negative 2 first. Okay, minus, let's see, the y is 3 and the x is 4. So I'm doing y minus y over x minus x. So I'll go ahead and calculate. 6 minus 3 is 3. And over here, negative 2 and negative 4. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 2 and negative 4. That would make it negative 6. 3 over negative 6, that reduces to negative 1/2. It doesn't matter where you put the negative, on top or the bottom or the middle. And there's your slope. Your slope is negative 1/2. So instead of graphing these 2 points and drawing a triangle, find the slope, we can just go ahead and calculate it using y minus y over x minus x. Y minus y over x minus x. Okay, we'll do 3 more examples. Here's our 2 points, 4, negative 2, and negative 3, 7. Now, remember, it's much easier. Put these parentheses and the negative between it. Make yourself a little frame. And remember, the first one here, this is your x, that's your y, this is your x, and this is your y. So let's go ahead and start with this first point here. -2, that's the y. 4, that's the x. So remember, it's y minus y. So that's going to be got lost here. 7. And then on the bottom, -3 for the x. Don't forget, that's negative, so you need to put a negative in there. Even though there's already a minus, you need to put that -3. That's where many students make an error. So now we go ahead and solve it. Simplify it. -2 and -7 makes -9. 4 and minus a -3. Hey, that makes a big plus. That's like a big plus. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So that looks like it. That's our slope right there, -9 over 7. It cannot be reduced anymore. And please remember, do not make it a mixed number. Leave it an improper fraction, but make it a reduced improper fraction. Okay, here's our third example. That's your x. Here's your y. That's your x. Here's your y. Go ahead and put your parentheses in there. Again, this is just to help you. Later on, when you get really good at it, you won't need to do this. And remember, the formula is y minus y over x minus x. The rise, the difference of the rise, over the difference of the run there. Rise over run. So, let's see, our first y is 2. And if you want to, you can put that x down there, 6. And next we have a 3 and a 5. So y minus y, 2 and 3, 2 minus 3, and the x minus x, 6 minus 5. So calculating that out, 2 minus 3 is -1. 6 minus 5 is 1. So my answer is -1. -1 is our slope. Okay, I'm going to write a little note up here in the right-hand corner. Please do the same. I need to show you what it looks like in some books because in the future you'll see it quite often. Their formula for slope will be like this. They'll say y2, this y, minus this y, y1. y2 minus y1, this y minus this y, over x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1. See, now we've been doing just kind of like the opposite. We've been saying y, this y minus that one, this x minus that x. So again, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever point you start with. If I start with this y, then I have to start with the x that goes with it. If I start with this y, y1, then I have to start with x1 on the bottom. Okay, please do not write this. I'm just going to show you something real quick. It's very dangerous. Only professionals are allowed to do this. What I'm going to do is go ahead and switch the numbers around. And we'll see if we get the same answer. So instead of starting off with 6 and 2, or 2 and 6, I'm going to start off with 3 and 5. Okay? So I'm going to do y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So I switch the numbers. Let's see if I get the same answer. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 5 minus 6 is negative 1. And 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Hey, what do you know? We get the same answer. So again, it doesn't matter which point you start with, you should get the same answer. Okay, now we come to your last example. So remember, your first one is an x, the next one's a y, then you have an x, and you have a y. Make your little frame. Remember, it's y minus y over x minus x. I'll put this y in first, and I'll put that x in there first. And then I have negative 1. Remember, if y is negative 1, you have to put negative 1 in there. So you have minus negative 1. And then the x there is 4. Okay, so we have y minus y over x minus x. So let's see. Oh, this is going to make a great big plus right here. So I'm going to have negative 7 plus 1. Right? Because this makes a big plus. Negative 7 plus 1 is equal to negative what? Negative 6. And then over here I have negative 2 and negative 4. Negative 2 and negative 4 equals negative 6. And that just equals, negatives cancel when dividing, 2 of them. The answer is 1. The slope is 1.